She may be the
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hi, friend. So,
What up?
So we're here with another Holy Hour, and we're gonna talk about two songs. Gav, what two songs are we gonna talk about?
We got a little double dose action going on.
I'm taking over the intro to the podcast from now on.
All right, let's do it again, but start it over.
No, wait, no, that's.
You start it over. All right, you go. 1, 2, 3.
The Holy Hour is back, and this is Donald. You've heard me. You might know me from other famous Holy Hour episodes,
Such as episode 1, 2, 7, 8. And 13.
I just put so much work into this, and I'm here with this guy, Gav.
Oh, hey,
And
how's it going?
It's all right, man.
Hey, cool.
Just podcasting here.
Cool, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude, welcome. Welcome to my house, dude.
Nice place.
Yeah, it's
I
all
like
right.
the walls are looking good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about two songs.
A little quickie one here. Yeah, we're gonna just kind of run down a little
Compare and contrast.
What do you call on radio stations when they do back-to-back songs? When they do
It's been so long since I listened to
I
radio.
know, wasn't there like a term for it? We're like, back-to-back tracks.
Double Tuesday.
Double dipping Tuesday.
Double Dipping Tuesday. That's a restaurant. I've seen that on signs outside of restaurants. It's Double Dipping Tuesday.
Ew.
That'd be the grossest restaurant.
Yeah.
the double dip.
I don't know if that's gonna get people in.
I would never eat there.
It's not really associated with a good thing, I don't think. It's like
like the grossest dipping bar, like a salad bar.
Like we use the ranch that people don't use from one table to the next.
They just reuse it. There's
like chunks of carrots floating around.
Old chicken wing sauce.
Swirls in the worst restaurant ever.
That's a new Ben and Jerry flavor. The double dip.
Alright.
It's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
But yeah.
The double dip is a new ice cream flavor. Just think about it.
Ooh.
Just ranch and swirl. Chicken wing sauce. A used chicken wing sauce swirl.
A little shreds of carrot.
Yeah.
And celery.
Yeah. Little celery bits.
But we aren't here to come up with great business ideas. We are here to talk. And this one might get a little heated. I don't know. It's
because it's hot.
It's a dark road. It's hot times 3. Ooh. Hot, and why can't I be you?
Wait, what songs are we talking about?
Hot. And why can't I be you?
Coming up next.
Hot.
Double Dipping Tuesday.
Why can't I be hot? And why can't I be you? 2 singles off of the album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Also,
2 out of 84 songs.
True. Off of the double album Kiss Me, Kiss Me from 1987.
Double album.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
Yeah. Well, it was the time.
It was a swing in the head.
Yeah. And these were
two
weird too, in the contrast of 4 singles on that album, 2 being hot, and Why Can't I Be You? The other ones, Catch and Just Like Heaven. Wow.
What?
How solid and
He's being a dick.
How so?
Why would you have an album with that many
awesome singles?
That many.
Shame on him.
What were the singles again?
Catch, Just Like Heaven, Hot, Why Can't I Be You? Not in that order though.
He got ballsy with where was Just Like Heaven in this order, do you think?
On how they were released?
Yeah, what came first?
Shit. I should know this, but I think it was Catch, Just Like Heaven. I know Hot was the last one. Maybe Why Can't I Be You might have been the first, but I don't know. Yeah.
He's being a dick. that album's full of like jams, like full of really good songs, and he picks like
Yeah.
these two fucking ones that represent. Maybe that's why he did it.
Fun.
Like they do not represent his past, and the band's past,
Yeah.
not just his.
I mean, just like Gavin and Catch do, I think, but
They do, but these two,
Yeah,
hot,
those
heat,
two.
Why
Yeah.
can't I be you? Or hot, hot, heat.
yeah.
But hot. And
Why can't I be you?
what fucking why?
They're just
Why?
fun songs. That's what a single's supposed to be. I guess they're going for the radio friendly at this point. They're breaking through a bit
It sounds
more.
nothing like anything that's on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, like at the time, like they're goofy fucking songs. Any
Yeah.
time period you drop those,
Yeah.
maybe it would have been kicking in the.
That's why they weren't huge hits. So it didn't really work, but at the same
No,
time.
it didn't.
But I mean, the fact that it didn't work for Just Like Heaven, which is kind of the ultimate pop song, then
Exactly.
why would it work for those two? So
I
what
know.
do you
He's
say?
like, what? I'm just shitting. He's like the goose with shitting golden eggs.
Yeah. Well, what do you
this point,
think, given the other checks on Kiss Me, if you had 4 to choose from, would you not chose those two then to be 2 of the 4 singles? Because I agree with Just Like Heaven and Catch, of course.
Yeah, of course.
What
course.
else would you put out, you think, as a single?
Names? You're making me remember songs. I can't remember song names.
Let's see.
Read me off some.
We got like How Beautiful You Are.
That would have been better.
Yeah. There's like ones, of course, like If Only Tonight I Could Sleep, which wouldn't be a single probably. 1,000 Hours, One More Time.
One More Time would have been good. Like that'd be
a
romantic.
sweet ballad, romantic ballad.
Oh my god! Imagine if it was just like a lineup and stuff.
Maybe.
Like this, like
80s pop world probably wasn't ready for that. I don't know.
they needed it.
Yeah.
They needed it. Like we needed it. We needed it. But just imagine if it's like Just Like Heaven.
Yeah.
Um,
To backtrack, just for you and the listener, the release was Why Can't I Be You, Catch, Just Like Heaven, Hot, Hot, Hot. But yeah, so what were you saying?
that if they like, just imagine if they released the proper singles from Kiss Me, like say if they just made like because it is a very romantic record. It's very sweet and it really hits all the angles and the ups and downs of like
Yeah.
of a relationship, you know.
Yeah.
And but if they release the singles,
Like One More Time instead, you think?
yeah, and like How Beautiful You Are, and there's something like
Perfect Girl would be a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though that's kind of a,
It's a deep cut, sweet cut. That's a B-side on a deep cut, sweet cut.
It's a weird one because it's
a
very
B-side on one of those.
It's very listener friendly, but at the same time, it is kind of just a quickie throwaway feel to it. But at the same time, it is like a really
sweet,
catchy, sweet song. Yeah, that's which a single should be really.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot that are just like no way would they ever be a single, like Shiver and Shake, Fight, Icing Sugar, like Cockatoos.
I kind of like that song.
Yeah. I mean, as always with these, we're not doing the full album, but it's easy you kind of have to weigh it against the others to see where they stand. So, Snake Pit, Hey You, and All I Want is a crowd favorite. Torture, it's a pretty cool song.
All I Want's a jam.
The Kiss is really fucking cool, but no way a single. But but yeah, so in that regards, I don't know. I don't think I'd really switch anything out. Maybe Perfect Girl.
How would you not swap out the two fucking dumbest songs on the record?
I don't think they're the two dumbest songs on the record by any means.
I don't know.
I agree.
It's a bit of a stretch, but you saying that, but they're fucking dumb. And why would you put those out as singles? I mean, they're in the grand scheme of songs.
They're fun.
They're fun, and
they're fun, cool songs.
And knowing the Cure's history, it's like, I guess they're being funny.
What's that goofy side versus the heavy side? They always kind of been doing that since like Let's Go to Bed, even I guess.
Since day one, almost like There's always been like this bizarre sense of humor.
Yeah, minus that whole drab period of 17 seconds to pornography, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's like 17-second subtle joke ending with the song 17 seconds, and it's a little peppy. Like it's kind of silly.
Yeah, but I think
it's
that's
not
their
bad
thing.
silly.
Is they
silly is a strong word. I wish there was like a lighter word for silly.
Yeah. A lot of people love these two singles. I think Hot 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 probably takes a bit more of a beating where they didn't play it much live. And I think most people probably would stick up for Why Can't I Be a little more than Hot Hot Hot.
Yeah.
You think? When you pair them against each other even? We were going back and forth on that before we started. Initially, I like Hot 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 a bit more, but I'm like, Why Can't I Be's got like just a little weirder vibe to it, and it's like cool
the lyrics are like.
And
he spent 10 more minutes on this one, on Why Can't I Be You versus Hot Hot Hot.
Maybe on the wrong day, Why Can't I Be is a little more annoying though. I think like if it comes on, like sometimes I'm just like, it was just like right out the gates. It's like, just all kind of like. It can get a little annoying for sure, but I guess you're saying it gets a lot annoying. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like having to choose between like eating a pile of dead grass that might versus some soup made of rock, some rock soup, like literal rocks in it.
So you don't like either at all?
No,
like just nothing.
This
like,
dog shit smells a little more like shit than this other pile of dog shit.
Did you always feel that way?
Kinda.
Yeah.
I used to. I don't know, like when.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bad boy of podcasting is right.
No,
just kidding. But here he goes again, shitting all over the hits.
No, I was actually going to say something nice. I think.
Oh, sorry.
But just when I like first discovered them and saw these.
Yeah.
Just saw and heard these, like, I did kind of like it because it was fucking different as shit, and it was like, and it kind of like my ears perked up a bit because it was just like, because it was so different than everything else, but just after that faded, which is pretty quick. Like I just, like I skip these songs. Like I can't even listen to them and go like, it's nostalgic. Because
do you hate them because they're annoying or just they're just not fun or what is it that?
That's what I'm getting to, dude. Is
spit it out, man.
but seeing them perform these songs, even when I first saw them, and I, was just like, fuck me, this like what a great band, and then seeing them play these songs, I'm like, I don't. When he like slung his guitar back or something behind his back, like Bruce Springsteen, and like pranced around the stage a bit, it really threw me off, and I'm like, didn't know how to take it. It's like, well, he's performing. I mean, he's
got to work the crowd, get out there, walk to the wings, and get down in the. That's usually your chance to like get up and close to him.
But then I realized like I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see fucking Whimsy.
You don't want to.
And their fucking songs, and these are the most like. This is like the fucking Zydeco mariachi if they fucking made a really shitty whimsical song. It's like these fucking fake horns. And I don't want to see Robert Smith. I don't want to see the band run around like, look at me. And he's like skipping by with like an oversized shirt and giant high tops and a gut.
That's him though.
It is, I guess. I still think he's just fucking pulling my dick. I think it's a fucking joke. And he's like, dipshits. These assholes will like anything, and that's his sense of humor. He has a fucking goofy sense of humor, and this is it.
I think he's having fun when he sings those. You watch those clips, he's having a good time. I mean,
it's a good exercising. He has a Fitbit on, and he's counting his steps. And this was pre-Fitbit, guys. I know. It's just a side of the band I don't want to see, and it's a side I know that exists, and I know that exists in most people. Like, no one is.
Some people like to have fun.
Like, people have dualities in life, and I guess that's his. It's kind of, it's like, all right, dude.
Sometimes I want to walk around and not play guitar.
No.
Can't really fault him for that. Just gotta get down, that boy. Need some toilet paper for all that shit you're spraying all over the place.
Let me clean up here. I was just shitting all over everything.
Shifting gears, maybe a little more focused to hot.
Give me your take there, man. Go.
Okay. I like them both. They're not my favorites by any means, but
Right.
I think they're both fun songs, which explains why they're singles. I've gone through phases. I probably like them less the more as the years pile on, just because you just kind of get a little annoying.
I was a quick adapter to the hatred.
Yeah. But I think I don't know, the right mood. Or Why Can't I Be You comes on. It's fun.
I want to hear a marching
song.
band play Why Can't I Be You. It would actually sound better. It'd be so enjoyable. I'm surprised no one hasn't done it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one for that.
That'd be fantastic. I would like that version more. That's all I would listen to. I would replace a marching band playing Why Can't I Be You on any MP3. I'll dub it over cassettes.
Wow. I like the idea, but anything marching band I think is just a horrible idea probably.
Shut your dirty fucking mouth. But it sounds like a fucking marching band song. Like it's perfect for it. Like out in the field doing a formation.
Yeah.
Playing Why Can't I Be You with those horns.
Yeah. Why not? Any Cure in a marching band? Why not?
It'd be better.
Better than Louie for the 50th time. But I think they're cool songs. I think the lyrics are good in both actually. Hot's definitely a little more like outrageous and out there and wacky,
right,
tripping on whatever the fuck at the party kind of feel. But Why Can't I Be is just like a happy love song more. But
Hot is just fucking dumb. Like it when the light is done.
I think it's got a cool melody and vibe to it. I'm not a big funk dude. I talked about this in the Ryan episode.
It's one of his songs about parties. He writes all these songs about fucking parties, and I think
parties, man. You don't party?
I fucking party all the time.
You should know what he's talking about.
My party songs are like fucking way different, man.
Master Puppets.
It's fucking.
I don't even know if that's a song. I know it's an album, right?
Yeah. I think it's both.
Nice. But
wrong, but yeah, totally, man. I would rather listen to that. And that's actually not a bad record. It's pretty good. But
well, there you go. All your credibility just went out there.
Oh, damn it!
Tonight. Hot. Now, the funky
nostalgic.
guitar, and like you said, the guitar parts are like awesome on those. Yeah. He's like shredding it.
Poor fucking.
I think that's kind of like signature Pearl with the funk. You know, like he brought that in, and like even though Robert's definitely got it in his like liking, but
because Robert Smith has assembled this fucking band from day one, like sniped Simon out of a band, fucking got Boris who ripped ass and like, and they like had Pearl going on the fucking fishing line since day one almost. Robert Smith probably broke him down over time, like you will be in my band, 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 and he's like, I don't know, and then he plays everything, like every instrument, he shreds, or she shreds or whatever, like amazing on the keys, guitar, like she could probably rip ass on the drums, like
maybe
sax.
Sax.
And this is the downfall of having like a giant overall vision where you cherry pick everything.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Prince level things of just like where he just assembled
you kind of wonder
army. But this is what happens when you have musicians that can play anything and you put them all together.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's that natural thing of as a musician you want to do something different. You know, I wonder how much of this is like, well, we don't have a super funky song with horns, and people are expecting.
And it's like, and you look around, it's like, I can do this right now because I've assembled this A team.
There you go, let's do it.
I really want to see an A team with who would
Mr. T?
Who would be the Cure A team? Like, what character would be which?
Like the actual action show A team?
Yeah.
I guess Lowe would have to be Murdoch for sure, but other than that, I guess Robert would have to be the cigar guy.
Yeah.
And, Mr. T would probably be Simon, I guess. He's like the...
No, Lowell would be Mr. T because he has the hair.
Lowell doesn't have a mohawk.
And He's the only one that can pull it off. But yeah, Robert would be the cigar guy.
And then the face guy. Who's that? Like the good-looking one? Guy. Yeah, maybe Roger.
Who would Simon be?
I'm taking Mr. T. He's
just the baddest.
Mr. S.
I can see that he's like the baddest motherfucker.
But
he doesn't drink milk though.
Who? Mr. T or Simon?
Simon. Because they'd always knock Mr. T out. They put drugs in his milk.
Right. Yeah. Has Simon gone on the record and not drinking milk?
I don't know. I just don't picture him drinking milk.
I mean, not that if he's vegan or whatever, but I don't know. But anyway, we're getting off track here, I think.
Or on track.
Yeah, who knows? We finally figured it out, and that's why hot, and like it. But I don't know. I'm cool with them. I think they fit in a weird album really well. It's a diverse nostalgia? Album. Like the whole album's so diverse. But what's that?
Is it just nostalgia?
Nah. Maybe a little with hot.
That's the only reason I like him is just like one of those things that stood out for me, like when I was younger, and when I hear him, it kind of takes me back a bit, and that's it.
Hot.
I skip them. I skip them when they come on shuffle.
When I got into The Cure was like 80. It must have been 88, really, because like Kiss Me had been out for a while since Hot was the last single. That was like wasn't released until like 88. So I remember that being the one that you could always get the single for at like Sam Goodies and stuff.
It was like super cheap.
And, and I remember just
a couple of years or something old. You know?
And when I was just getting into them and like looking for new stuff all the time, I would just immediately go to like all the sections in the tape store, and like that one was always there. So it was just kind of like my reference point of like, okay, there aren't any other new ones, but this is the one. And so that was kind of cool, and that was like the first like single of theirs I ever bought, you know, like
that's funny.
That was like the most recent thing, and so I kind of always associate that with it. But I always kind of knew, like especially on an album like Kiss Me with like Just Like Heaven and Catch, like these, I definitely lean more to that side of like the overly emotional pop songs that are great, you know what I mean?
Like once I get past the nostalgia, like and look at them as just like look at it as a record, and the record I still don't listen to Kiss Me.
Yeah.
It's too much, and it's still too much for like one record for me to like.
Yeah.
I mean, I've listened to it front to back a bunch of times, you know, like, but it's just not. It's
real
not
diverse.
It's not a record I go back to.
Yeah.
Because of songs like this, and I think, don't make me name names because I can't remember, but it's like this song, the record's peppered throughout with just like these goofy fucking things, and
there's a lot.
And I like the idea that it is a double record.
Yeah.
But just to release these two songs, like, he has to be joking.
I don't think so. Why would he? But I mean, like, you saw the list of what...
Because it's so dumb it's funny.
It's like the idea of a single, though. Maybe that's what people just have different ideas of singles. You know, like nowadays you can kind of release a little something weirder. But, I mean, this was like 87. You can't... It's like the whole idea of the single is like...
The kids will love this.
Yeah, well, it's just like you got to find like the catchiest, funnest song. Unless it's like Yesterday or something, you know.
You add some fucking horns.
Yeah, but I mean...
Some synth stabs.
Yeah, you know.
Come on. It's silly.
But that's the way it was. You can't blame The Cure for that. I mean, now they can get away.
Because he chooses and picks everything he does, you know?
But I mean, what else were they going to choose? Like a fucking downer song?
No label's telling him what single to put out.
By this point, they're suggesting... He knows. I mean, he wants to sell records. He
put out a double album.
Yeah.
Right? That's huge. Especially...
Right. So he's going to want to sell that double album. And he knows at that time the best way to sell it is to put a catchy song out as a single. That's a
throwback from like the fucking 70s. Like,
but it's still true.
A double album.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Kiss Me.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
No. Oh, no, but the album...
Right.
It's like a fucking who gets to do that in the when cassette tapes were fucking up the market and CDs were coming, you know, like such a. I think
there's a lot of double albums still around that time.
I don't know.
I mean, it was definitely like a status thing. I think that's what it was kind of like. They'd reach that point where somebody would do it because I mean, like Hand in the Door definitely like catapulted them more in that direction.
Yeah.
And like especially as like confirmed like huge college rock band by that point. But like
right, you had that.
So I mean, they're definitely, and I think that double album is kind of like a status thing where like we're to that point where we've got all these great songs, and and it's more of just like because there's definitely, I mean, as much as I love fucking Kiss Me in the sense of like top 5 for sure, but maybe even top 3 albums depending on the day, but
I respect it, but I don't listen to it.
Yeah, and I mean, and I even saying that I love it. If you trimmed like 5 songs out, it would be like a really solid, like kind of hit on the door album you could make out of it. Really easy. I mean, I'm not really a fan. Hey You can definitely be a B-side, and like Shiver and Shake even. I'm just like Icing Sugar.
Shiver and Shake has kind of grown on me a bit.
Yeah, I mean they got their time and place and they're great, but
I know what you need, dude. Like,
if you really wanted to shave it down into like a tight like single album, I think you could, but that goes for like 99% of double albums. I don't know if there's any double album that like every song's like, oh good god, we couldn't live without any of these, I mean, there's the best double albums, like I mean, even like my favorite ones, like the Being There, it's like there's still some shit you could cut out on that if you really had to or wanted to.
That actually is a solid double album. That's
but I mean, it has like 2 versions of Out of Sight, Out of Mind, and
I love that.
And that last song that just is really long, but it's like, so I mean, you could. I think it's great as a double album, and just like Kiss Me, Kiss Me, it works if somebody's allowed to do it.
It's the Cure's best double album.
Yeah, and if I had a my way, every Cure album, which should be a double, it was like put it all out. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm all for it. Do it.
And you can take, for me.
Well, how do you feel about both of them have like horns then? Do you think that there's something connection there? Are you just like a not horny guy? Are you not very horny? Or what's going on? Did you get beat up in band too much?
Man. I feel weird.
Tell me how the horns make you feel. Do you think there's a connection to that though? Like, is that why you don't like them?
Yeah, it's not just the horns, but they're a big part of it because they're the loudest. Blatant
synth horns.
And I
think on the album they're probably real horns, maybe.
I don't know. It sounds synthy to me. But they do it live with synths.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not super opposed to horns. It's just like I like them in very specific situations.
Not new wave pop songs.
No, I do. If used right, if used properly, like they really hit and can pull emotion out of a song.
Yeah.
But these are just, it's sloppy and it's like this stupid funk tempo and like
sloppy. I mean, that's pretty tight.
I mean, the guitar playing is tight and the drumming's tight, but I don't know. Just the overall song is sloppy. Like,
Why Can't I Be You actually can get very sloppy live. It's always like, it's just like,
because they're not a fucking funk band. They're not a fucking funk band.
But,
and like,
in a good way, but how do you feel like when they would do like the mashups? Remember, like around, I think it was Wild Mood Swings tour, they would do the Why Can't I Be You, and he'd come out and he would do like Witchcraft around the middle, and then go into like Love Cats for a little bit. And
it's like, let's get this garbage out of the way, guys. Even though Love Cats is great, I love that song, but it's. I hate mashups.
Yeah.
Like in any live situation when you're just playing like a fucking mega mix. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself.
I remember it being pretty cool. When we saw
Take all of your records and literally fuck yourself because you're fucking stupid. If you do it and if you enjoy it, it's mutual masturbation.
Where it's like.
I mean that. Mutual masturbation sounds fantastic compared to watching a mashup. Actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell it a good name of masturbation.
I think you're saying it's funner to play than to listen to.
No,
like if you were
stupid.
If you were doing it, you'd be like, yeah, why not?
I would never do that. Like they should actually be ashamed for doing that.
No,
it's gross. Yes, it's gross. When have you ever watched a band live? Because I've seen a few bands where they do that, and it's like it takes me out of like I don't need a snippet like.
Yeah,
like
just
modern media is everything's like blam 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 and just everything's in your face and everything's so fast. It's like fucking just do Don't do a 3-hour show. Do a tight fucking. And this applies to Kiss Me. It's like rein it in, man. Like make it a tight album. And then like rein in a fucking show. Don't play mega mixes.
Well, this is like on top of like a 2.5 hour long show by this point. You know.
Yeah, it's like I'm
fucking have their mega mix, man. They just gave you 2 hours of an awesome show.
You had to cram more into 3 hours.
Yeah, that fucking wants to do it.
That, man. Like, and that's what Kiss Me is.
No, it's
because it's a packed-in album, and they released
just
like
a
the
double album. It's not like they invented it just to have some alternative motive or something.
I'm sure. I mean,
it's just getting more songs out to people. You know?
Just giving it some shit, man.
just cool your bad boy jets for a minute. Take a deep breath.
That really made me like it grossed me out. Like once because
that a lot.
Because I know
just like puking everywhere and all offended and
what is this? I mean, I'm constantly just slipping and vomit and shit.
Jesus, it's a pretty fun album, really.
Made me sick, literally sick.
I'm throwing up.
What album? I know. Like, what album have you actually listened to? And just like, oh, this is all right. Like, this doesn't. You just throw up like
it's like, and I love this band.
Makes me sick. I'm offended and disgusted.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting up with this anymore.
It's like, jeez.
It's just a fucking record.
It's got a thing for horns.
Cool down, man. It's just a fucking keyboard, dude. But I mean, the album doesn't disgust me or make me sick.
Yeah.
But mega mixes.
Not a fan of. I take it.
It's a little pandering.
Yeah. It doesn't happen much. They don't do it anymore.
Good.
I think it's just that one thing. And I don't even know how much of a mega mix it was. I think you just go from one song into the. I don't know if he ever came back to the end of Why Can't I Have You after it or not.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
they're better than that. And they know better.
We'll let them know when we see. Right, Donald says
when
you need to
the Holy Hour podcast when we interview the band. I mean that's coming up, guys. So these episodes,
I'm gonna bring all this up.
They're gonna be about $5 a download on iTunes. We're gonna interview. It's gonna be $5 per dude in the band.
When Robert's hanging out with us and be like, so why don't you tell him how you feel about that mega mix,
it's
Donald?
Great, dude.
I love that shit.
Oh, great, dude. It's fantastic.
Tell him about those synth horns that you love so much.
I
got a fucking problem with my synth horns.
I long for the day where I'm sitting at a table with microphones across from Lowell.
Yeah.
He's like, so, what was that you said, right? And I'm like, oh, no, dude, you're right.
Your fucking problem. Make you fucking sick, eh?
Did you throw up? Did you really throw up?
I was like, oh shit, he's gonna kick his ass.
I know.
Lowell's gonna kick his ass.
That'd be great.
But,
catch that $5 a download on iTunes. So, wrap this up. Hot, and Why Can't I Be You? They're both dumb. Why Can't I Be You is better.
Right.
I don't like the funk.
No.
I think it was filler on a record that should have been slimmed down. It's when they got dumb, or not dumb. It's where it lost me seeing them live and play these songs. It shattered a bit of an image I had with the band. So I don't like either of them.
Okay, nice. Harsh as shit, but nice. I disagree with you, Donald. I feel that I think they're both fun, catchy songs that deserve definitely to be on a double album.
Right.
Like they're not my favorite singles, but not my least favorite songs on Kiss Me by any means. And I think they're catchy. They do their job. Some days I like them better than others, but I think
they do their job.
Was
it like a work truck?
I think they.
It's like a '98 Toyota Tacoma or whatever.
Yeah, it pulls it through.
It does its job, man.
It
sucks.
I've had
There's
great
no
times
AC.
to both songs. I
Roll
enjoy
up
singing
windows.
along, but yeah, I'd give them both. If I rated them, maybe out of 5 stars. Would that help put it in perspective?
No.
They'd be like 3s for me, I think.
3's high.
Yeah, I'm around the middle with them. You're down at the 1.
Yeah, this is some of their dumbest stuff, I think.
Dumb's a harsh word.
It is.
Because, like...
I mean, there's still okay songs. Like, they're better than most crap. But, like, it's like, what are you guys doing?
It's just not your favorite. It's not your favorite Cure.
No, really. Like,
I think we've made that clear. But...
what do you... Yeah, because it is like, what are you guys doing? It's like...
But I mean, you shouldn't be offended by it.
I'm not offended.
It's just like, or shocked. I mean, it's like, you know.
I mean, peoples are peoples, and peoples are gonna do things. And I'm not offended or shocked. I'm just like kind of bothered. It's like you could be doing this other crap, which I know you can fucking do.
Yeah.
And you're doing this because
but if they're doing that
it's
too, it's not like they're not doing that.
See, he's like, I can do whatever. I can like. That's why I think it has to be a joke. It's a dumb. Like,
well, maybe
Robert
it's
Smith
just for the
has like
sake
a goofy
of diversity. Maybe
he has
not...
goofy sense of humor,
yeah.
which makes me think it's a fucking joke.
But if they didn't
because
have any
so
of the whimsical
dumb.
or fun stuff, wouldn't it just be boring as all get out? I mean, like...
No.
If it was just, like, fucking 13 albums worth of, like, regurgitated faith, I mean, oh, God, boring. That would be, like, just boring. I mean, of course he wants to...
I actually got a little hard just thinking about that.
13 albums of faith. It's just like, oh, man.
But if they delve deeper into that, you know,
I don't know if they could go much deeper.
No, you can. Why couldn't you? You don't. It doesn't have to evolve into that.
Yeah.
Or into what it's has. I mean,
yeah.
Are you happy with where it evolved?
Yeah, I think their whole package is amazing. I think they cover so much ground, and that's one of the great things about them is that they can have a song like fucking All Cats Are Grey, and like technically if they wanted to, they could launch into Why Can't I Be You like right afterwards. And that's like, wow, that's a fucking band that can cover some ground, you know?
So I
think it's good. I mean,
you see, like, athletes play, like, multiple sports just because they can, like, super athletes and shit. It's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just so you could do all these things.
But I think they're good, to, like, so that's the catch. I guess if you don't think that they're good at, like, the other sport, then, yeah, that's one thing. But I think these are good songs. These are fun, catchy pop songs. So, yeah. Not my favorite, so there's other fun catchy one, like the 13th I think is like kind of in that same vein of something you probably don't like, but I think is like a really fucking cool song.
Just think of all the different things you spend your time doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
What do you mean?
I mean, people do that, like, you can mow a lawn, or you could do like...
Instead of
you
what?
You can go make a sandwich and drink a beer.
Uh-huh.
You can do these fun things, you can do these tedious tasks.
Right.
And you're not in the Cure, you know? So you have Cure level you have Cure, just go with me.
Alright, I'm making it, I'm trying.
So you're like Robert fucking Smith.
Uh-huh.
So you can do all these tasks. You can write all these songs.
Right.
And you can just, because you can do, you know, shit from like the darkest, saddest stuff to the darkest, most beautiful stuff to like every shade.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can play a fucking funk song.
Yeah. It's impressive.
No, it's not. Like, you can choose, like, he could do so much more with his time.
But look, you're probably one of the same motherfuckers. I hear this over and over with bands where they're like,
I don't get it.
You say it. No, like, they go, they need to fucking branch out and do something different. If it's like the same band, then they've put out like 3 albums and they're all kind of in the same vein. Like, you're probably one of the first people to be like, I heard the early shit, and, you know, I have the one album that I like. Why do I need to hear a 5th album if it's just the same shit?
Right.
If they have 13 albums in at this point, and they're still just doing some fucking version of Faith, whether it's better
it's
even.
It's respectable. It's fucking respectable.
Is it? I mean, if it's good, it's good.
Like
I don't even
fucking
now. Care.
I don't even like Morrissey now.
You hate everybody once they get old. I think that's the pattern. But I mean, that's not really the topic right now.
Old.
Well, why? Well, what's the comparison to Morrissey? I don't get that.
Because I just thought he got like, I'm kind of talking shit. I'm talking mad
You're
shit.
off the charts. You're off the shit.
I'm forgetting Morrissey.
You're off the... You're bringing Morrissey into this now?
But no, let me explain. I you know, kind of got into both kind of Morrissey and the Smiths and the Cure on the same time, and I kind of, you know, followed their careers and stuff, and it just dropped off at one point for me, like, what was Morrissey's, like, remember when he had a good band? Anything after your Arsenal.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into, and I tried, and like with The Cure, like almost everything after like almost after Wish, it's just nothing really caught me after that, and it was hard because it was just like I don't know, but like.
But what's the comparison to like staying the same or trying different shit? I think that's kind of what we were talking about, like, because I feel like I hear that all the time from people that are all like, you know, it's you're damned if you do and damned if you don't kind of thing, where it's like if you stay the same, everybody harps on you for like just doing the same shit over and over again. But then if you actually try something different, then they're like, what are they doing? They need to just get back to what they're good at kind of thing, you know? And it's like, and as a musician in particular, you should appreciate that, like,
old guys still nailing it, like,
yeah, and just that you're trying to challenge yourself and do something fucking different, you know, and like he's, for whatever reason or his motive of wanting to do a song like that, but that's always been in him, you know, like anything after like Pornography, pretty much, you know, he would always flip flop from like even the shit on Japanese Whispers, like some of those songs are some of their most like weird synthy downer songs, like, you know, Just One Kiss or something to Let's Go to Bed is like a pretty drastic spectrum right there even, and then like throwing in Love Cats out of nowhere, it's just like, whoa, what? All of a sudden he's like prancing around like a cokehead cat or something, you know, it's like,
and that's doing something like different, and I know what you're saying, man. It's just weird.
Yeah, and it just boils down to preferences, you know.
It is. I guess it's weird just seeing someone like you've really. It's like seeing like a nephew or something, and you get to see them age and how like the decisions, and you love them, and you get to see like how they age, and we're like, and at some point, like when they're a teenager, you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Like you'll have have like a talk and go like, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like just keep your shit together, dude. Like it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just like shut up and. Just do what I say, you know, and that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like you're not doing what I thought you were gonna do, man.
But they gotta try those roads. It's just like a teenager, man. He's gotta go throw some beer bottles at the convenience store wall and hang out there, and just be an idiot for a while and learn if it's worth doing or not, you know.
And these two songs are like.
Tiny little.
You pierced your fucking ear. What are you doing? You pierced your ear? Like, what? Come on, kid, get your shit together.
Right. I mean, I guess
nothing's
the
wrong
point
with getting
with
your fucking. The Holy Hour doesn't fully endorse people getting ears pierced.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Jesus, man.
You guys think it's ear piercings?
And the Holy Hour is a safe place, guys. And ladies,
we think that the body is a pure vessel and should not be pierced.
This is literally.
Now you hate about body piercings?
This is all a ruse. The Holy Hour is actually a...
Oh, your body is the glorious temple that should never be tainted. But how about this quick scenario, and then we'll try to wrangle this in. Yeah. What if the idea of Why Can't I Be You blew up into like a #1 hit all across the world? And then, I mean, The Cure would never do this because they're awesome that way, and that's what makes them
down that road hard.
Yeah, like the whole fucking album would be nothing but like, Why Can't I Be Used? I mean, are you almost? I think you know better to not even accuse them of like, if that had taken, then they wouldn't have gone down that road. Totally. I mean, it is, but yeah, that would be scary.
Horrible idea.
Yeah.
Like.
But I mean, I could see how you almost thought that would be a fear, you know, like if that was the song that like broke them through or something, you know. Because even like, yeah, like with Friday I'm in Love being kind of a fun just pop song or whatever, and that being a hit, it like, if anything with them, it didn't change them, and they like would fight against it more than, you know. It's like
that just reaffirms my idea that he's fucking joking.
Maybe to a certain degree, like where, you know, they have the gloomy label. I always feel like that they always have that gloomy label or whatever that everyone puts on them, and they put on themselves, and then a lot of times he is kind of in tongue-in-cheek way of saying, look, I'm doing the unstuck now, kind of, and like
He's like
I'm
that
gonna
dude.
write the funniest pop song just to like show that we're not just a band that's
Yeah.
fucking. Because I don't know, maybe like the press was super hard on them after like pornography and shit, where people were just like, "What the fuck?" It's like, yeah. Because I mean, if you think about Faith and pornography, even like 17 Seconds, that's like 3 years of people just being like, "This dude's
Jesus
a
Christ,
fucking."
like,
Yes, I mean, maybe he does still have something in his body that just like needs to every once in a while be like, I have to show these fuckers I can still write the
Yeah.
best pop song in the world too.
like
And
this is just something I wanted to do and get out. Like I just needed
yeah,
to
it's
get
like
this
an actor
out.
doing the blockbuster movie and then they can do their 10 indie movies or whatever, but it's like, because
It's
he
like, all
never
right,
seems to
I want
leave
to
it
do this.
behind. It's
Yeah,
not.
I can kind of see that where it's like he did it and went hard and like, okay, this is what I can do and like,
Yeah,
I want to do more. How can I sustain this
yeah.
as a band and just like and be able to follow through with whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like
And yeah,
you have to bring home the fucking bacon.
yeah, because I mean, on some of them, and if it becomes a fucking
Yeah.
number one hit and he gets a ton of money for it, fine. Then you can kind of giggle while you're cashing your check, which
And I'm
kind of in a way.
the fuck I want.
Yeah, and he's
Why
still-
can't I be you?
and he's
Oh,
still-
that's the song. He's like me. Why can't you guys are thinking about this? Like everyone's going, why can't I be you? And he's like, look at me, assholes.
I am
They're
like,
like, do you want to be like me? Huh?
yeah. So maybe.
Sing these lyrics back to me. Sing it back to me. I kind of like the song now. I kind of like the song a little more now.
No idea if that's what he really means, but we'll take it. If I half won you on one of the two songs, then it's a small victory. So maybe we'll wrap on that. Thanks for listening. Talk hard.
Yeah,
Why can't I be you? Hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, everyone repeat. Why can't I be you? Thank you guys. I mean, you can maybe if you want to, but
Good luck.
I mean, yeah.
Talk hard. Woo! There you have it. We never promised it would always be roses and sunshine here at the Holy Hour. We actually sat down to record that segment as a 10 to 15 minute little snippet that we could plug in somewhere if we needed to or wanted to just talk about individual songs. And ended up going on and on, don't you think? But yeah, very controversial topic, the pop versus the serious side of the Cure. So I have a feeling it's going to come up again in future episodes. But concerning almost along the lines of what we were wrapping up with, we have a cool write-in from Linda who wrote in with this idea, this perspective. I've heard Robert talk about this song, and he wrote it with a double meaning. Fans gaze at him and would love to be him and live his life, but he is looking back at them, longing for their anonymity and normal lives and wishing that for himself. So kind of along the same lines, not quite as drastic as what Donald was getting at by saying, well, "You wish you were me, because I'm fooling you all, you suckers." But more of like a happier twist of on the same vein as End or something, or why can't I be you is what they're saying to him. But kind of along the lines of what Donald was saying too. So if you take that switch of perspective, it's definitely in the same vein. So maybe he's not so fucking crazy after all. She also brought up a good point of the video, which I don't think we got a chance to talk about in that episode. Definitely the easily, I would say, the most cheesy Cure video, but at the same time, really weird too. Maybe perhaps their weirdest video. Just costumes running around. If somehow somebody listening to this that's a Cure fan hasn't seen it, definitely pull it up. They're all just wearing really goofy costumes in a really simple room. Really bad choreography, but it works kind of to the song. I'm not quite sure if it conveys the whole point, but we got Lowell in like blackface. We got weird costume choices too, like bumblebees. Robert, pretty much most of it is a polar bear of some sort. He's had quite a few good quotes concerning that costume where he's making fun of it too. A gay Viking, I think he called himself at one point. So yeah, that's the one where he got the little brown nose and the big polar bear suit there, and yeah, just it would pretty much be the kind of video if you thought you had to ask the Cure to do this, there would be no way in hell they would agree to it. But I think that's kind of what they're going for almost. It was pretty much the last thing you'd expect to see the Cure do. Kind of like the song, maybe, if you take Donald's perspective again. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. But she brought up a good point, and you can take this a few different ways, too. From the video of Why Can't I Be You, specifically when they're spelling out the letters YCIBU, there's a scene where they all kind of do like YMCA type lettering for Why Can't I Be You. And she said she read something interesting for the C for can't is represented by Lowell, and it's a vertical mouth costume. So the vertical mouth being the can't in Why Can't I Be You, which again you could take on many levels, being the C word and just Lowell being can't. And this is kind of around the peak of some Lowell extreme bashing, I think, that gets a little more, harsh as it goes on. If you see the last scene there when Lowell's the bumblebee flying up to the camera, he's looking rough in this video. I mean, it's probably no surprise of what was going on, and that anybody in the Cure, any of them, could be looking rough on a video set. But I remember even as a kid going, ooh, Lowell doesn't look too good in this video. He's real puffy and he seems to be having a good time, I guess, but maybe that was the problem, having a little too good of a time. I'm not to the kiss me part in his book yet, so maybe he'll have something to say about the Why Can't I Be You video. But yeah, so lots to take in there too with the letters. So thanks so much, Linda, for writing in. We appreciate the thoughts and bringing the video to our attention too. Somehow we love talking about the videos, but that one I don't think got covered in the episode. So we'll end it there. And if you have any thoughts that didn't get brought up, or perspectives, or inside scoop that you would like to share concerning Why Can't I Be You or Hot Hot Hot, I feel like Hot 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 kind of got overlooked a lot in this episode maybe. But if you have some good points on any of those, or which side of the battle that you fall on, which is Why Can't I Be You and Hot Hot Hot, feel free to let us know. And you can do that by subscribing on iTunes and catching all the episodes. You can leave an overall review there. That would be great and help out a lot. If you want to follow us a little closer on Instagram, you can also get updates on the show. We're the Holy Hour Podcast on Instagram. And we also throw out a lot of feelers on there. We kind of threw out a few kind of short notice ones on this. So keep an eye out on those. I'll try to put little stars and alerts. And we want to get your thoughts and contributions, and anything is fair game. But we want to get you guys involved and get your stories in here too. So check us out on Instagram and on the Facebook page, where we keep most of the big threads going for each episode. It's the Holy Hour Podcast group on Facebook. So find us on there. And you can always just email me, Gavin, at gavinconner@gmail.com. And you can send me anything that you want to contribute to the show, or just your thoughts in general. Rants and raves. We've been getting a little of everything lately, and we do appreciate it. So, it's always interesting to hear what people like more or less. We try to keep this show super varied, from, as you've noticed over episodes, some of them can be completely different than other episodes. So we try to cover a lot of ground. I know a lot of people are going to like certain aspects more than others at times, but it's a diverse band, and it's a diverse world. So we're trying to keep everyone on their toes. And be sure to check out Arusha's upcoming documentary. Go drop some donation money into her work. You can find that at curefandocumentary.com. The upcoming film is called Push, Curefan Documentary. And also like to thank Cindy at mixedupgifts.com. I got some awesome gifts from her site, and I'm super excited about them. So go on over to mixedupgifts.com and do some early Christmas shopping. They got some awesome little Robert Smith heads from South Park pins, and cool, just their actual logo you could just wear on everything. It's a cool tape. And and just little cassettes that say Mixed Up on it, which is pretty awesome. And tons of cool t-shirts and all kinds of stuff, patches, and perfect little Christmas gifts or birthday presents. The whole concept is you can put them into a gift basket too. So many cool options. Go check out mixedupgifts.com. And I think that covers it. Thanks again to Linda for writing in. Thanks to Donald for talking so much shit and getting me all riled up as he always does. We hope you enjoyed us babbling back and forth. For now, this is the Holy Hour saying, catch you next time.